Good afternoon and welcome to TechPOS First Nations Manager Training. When we first log into the system, we're going to see this screen. It's called the Dashboard or Business Insights page. You'll see a brief overview of your stats, who's logged in on the floor, access to our capital loan and referral program, as well as complete access to the Support Hub, and more little graphs and charts. This page is only visible to owners and managers. When the rest of the team logs in, they're just going to see like a picture of a scanner kind of waiting page. There are a few things we can access from absolutely anywhere in the system. First up is the little live chat here in the corner. This is directly to our support team, not to a computer or a robot or anything, and we are around from 9 a.m. EST until 1 a.m. EST 7 days a week. If you hit the little gear, you can change your password, view your schedule if your management team use it, or if you use the scheduling feature, and we can sign out of the system. If we hit the little house, we can switch between different locations if you are a multi-location. The little clock can be used to clock in and out of the system. Your employees can put in their employee number or their 4-digit PIN, both of which can be found in the employee profile, and hit the clock in or the clock out, depending on if they're clocking in or out. This big black box here will take their picture as they're clocking in and out. The little megaphone will bring you to step-by-step instructions on any of the new features being added to the system. The little video player will bring you to AI video support. It's different depending on the different pages of the system that you're in, and we'll show you how to work those pages that you're on. Now, coming into the main menu, the POS sales is of course where your bud tenders and whatnot are going to spend the most of their time. To get some clear step-by-step instructions on the POS sales, please see the bud tender training video. First up is your inventory tab. First in the inventory tab is the products page. The products page is not necessarily items you have in your system. This is your master catalog or all items you could have in your system. You can come in and add new products from here, but it makes more sense to do things like this from the purchase orders page. Next up is going to be your categories page. You can add as many categories as you'd like. Just make sure to give it a name, tell it if it's a cannabis category, tell it if it's refundable, and apply tax if you charge tax. We can also, if we edit any of our current categories, right now we're in my beverage category, and I have a 40% price margin in here. If I hit run normal mode, this will change every item in my system that does not have a current set price. If I hit run aggressive mode, it will change every item in my system to that 40% margin above their cost. This is not how you have to change pricing, it's just a quick option we offer. Purchase orders. So when it comes to your purchase orders, there are a few different ways you can do it. For your accessories or unit cannabis items, not bulk, we can download the accessory or the cannabis template. I'm going to open an accessory template now to show you. If we fill out the template completely, it will auto-create our products in the system so we don't have to. UPC or barcode is of course always optional. Make sure to put in your vendor name, fill out your template, and add it into the system. If you're just receiving items that are in your catalog that you've had before, then you only need to fill out your SKU, your total quantity, and your unit cost price. You're going to save your file and import from accessory template. Same thing with the cannabis template. This again can be used for things like your vapes, your edibles, any units of cannabis you have. If we want to add our bulk cannabis products, we're going to come in, or we're going to give our purchase order a name, we're going to select a vendor, a payment date, an expected date, add any taxes or shipping we may have been charged, and now we can create new bulk products or search our current bulk products. For example, first I'm going to search one of my current ones. And now I can find my bulk product. I can tell it how many grams I want to add and how much I'm being charged for it. And I can add it into my purchase order and continue on like that. This will add in the grams of product. We can also come in and create new product. We can either put in a SKU or have our system make one up for us. Type is going to be bulk. Category is going to be our flower, whatever we've named it. And then we can come down and choose from our pre-made price matrices on how much it's going to cost for each weight series. And we can save. We can then continue adding it into the purchase order. And again, tell it how many grams we're receiving. And how much we're paying. And add it to our purchase order. Once we're done, we're going to save our purchase order, and then we can receive it. Once we hit the drop-down bar, we can scan a barcode if we have them. We don't have to though. From here, we can come in and enter any pricing if we want to, although not needed because of the price matrix. We can enter in any THC or CBD contents if we want to, as well as locations in our store and notes on the product. Once we're finished, we'll hit finished, and those items are immediately available for sale. In the warehouse, we can adjust our bulk products. So this is my bulk product. We can come in and break down to units if we want to do it ahead of time. So you can come in, pick the lot we're coming out of, tell it how many units we're making, pick the weight of our unit, and break down those units. We can also roll joints. For the joint roller, we will have had to add the types of joints, and then we can come in, select our joint, and then tell it how many we're going to make and create our joints. This will take the weight for each joint out of the total quantity so that we can then create. We can also transfer items from storage to storefront, or even adjust away from damaged or into damaged if something is damaged in store. We can export our inventory from here as well. We can choose to include inventory levels or not, so we can do manual counts if you like to do paper counts. We of course offer an audit through the system as well. Next up would be our bulk transfer. Bulk transfer is only used if you have multiple locations. You can use the bulk transfer to pick the branch you're sending from, the warehouse there, the branch you're sending to, the warehouse there. Give it any name we want. I'm going to throw in some gibberish. We can then search individual products. We can import purchase orders, so we can pick purchase orders to pull right into the audit. And we can even download a template and import the template as well. Then we can tell it how many we want to send. If we enable need to receive, the other location will have to accept the purchase order. It will come out of our inventory and into their storage. When they accept, it will come out of their storage and into their selling inventory. If we do not enable this, once we finish the transfer, it will automatically go into their inventory. I'm going to create the transfer, and I'm going to hit the transfer button. Once it arrives at the other location, if the need to receive was turned on, the other location will come in and confirm their transfer. Product Hub allows you to edit your product details. We can search by pretty much anything under the sun. We can update member pricing on an entire catalog level. On a category by category level, we can round to the 49 or 99 based on whatever's closer on an entire catalog level, or even on an individual product level. We can make adjustments to quantity if we need to. We can edit our selling prices or pick new matrices, depending on the type of product. We can also enter in THC CBD ranges and even exact for our unit items. We can decide what's going to show on our TVs, what's going to show on our website. Items will automatically come off as soon as you sell out, but this allows you to pull them off earlier. Now, if we click on our product's name, we can see a nice little graph showing us all the product details. We can print barcodes for each weight. We can print barcodes for the product itself. We can see every time our customers have ordered the product, anytime we've ordered it in on purchase orders, as well as any discount history. We can also come in and edit any of our product details, as well as add images, terpenes, moods, or even minor cannabinoids. The inventory audit allows you to count your items through the system itself. So you can come in, add new audit, give it any name you'd like. We can then choose categories, brands, individual products, or even just scan the product into the audit. For example's sake, I'm going to pull in my oils. Now, in your basic bud tender accounts, they will only see product name, product SKU, location, counted quantity, and notes. They will not see expected or any of the changes. Once they enter in a number and leave the cell, it will automatically save. If a number is different, it will signal for an adjustment only in a manager account. The manager can then come in, recount the product, and if they're correct, we can change it to the 11 and select our reasoning and confirm. Once we've completed and all of our numbers match, we're just going to hit the complete, and we can print out audit reports anytime we'd like by hitting the little download. If you are a multi-location, you can also use the multi-store management to be able to compare your branches against each other. You can do individual product transfers from here. You can set low stock cap warnings, and you can see nice little graphs showing you how this quantity is moved at your different locations. After inventory, we have the vendor section. First up in the vendor is your vendor lists. Don't get scared. All we're adding here is who we're buying our products from. So what business we're buying from. We can fill out the rest of the information if we want to, but it is not necessary. We just need to make sure the business name is exactly how we're going to be putting it on our purchase orders. We also have our accessory vendor catalogs. For the accessory vendor catalogs, you can import these products into your system and they will include full descriptions and images and all of that fun stuff. You can also shop on any of their websites with the click of a button. In the user section, first up we have member. In the member section, we can download member lists. We can merge members together in case one person signed up with an email and a phone number. We can add new members to the system. And if we click on any member's name or number, we can come in and see how much they've ever spent with us, all of their information, how many points or visits they have, completed orders, when their last order was. We can manually add or deduct points or visits. We can view their complete order history and any member savings, and their total member savings as well. If we are medical, we can put in prescriptions as well. And we can also, of course, view any points history. Next up would be the employees. In the employee section, we can add all of our employees in. We will need a first name, a last name, and email address. I also recommend phone number if you're going to be using our scheduling feature. The role will dictate how much access they have to the system, but don't worry too much about the roles due, as on the very next page, you can pick and choose exactly what each of your roles do. You can decide which branches they have access to and give them a password and save. If you're at any point in time, if we want to, we can come in and edit or reset passwords. In the edit screen, we can change any of our customer information, and sometimes we can see a little button here that says account locked. If your employee has tried to get in 3 or more times with the wrong password, the account will lock. You can unlock and save at any time. We can also reset our employees' passwords directly through email or by completely picking them a new password and saving it. Just like our members, if we click on our employee's name or number, we can see their ID. We can also see their 4-digit PIN. The 4-digit PIN can be used to give discounts, returns if you're of high enough level. You can use it to switch between users on the POS screen. So if you have one POS and a couple people working on it, we can use our 4-digit PIN to switch between users and still be able to see exactly who's making what sales. We can also see the employee's complete order history, including going right into their orders. Doctor is only needed for medical ones. We can come in and put in the doctor name and information in clinic and save it to their doctor list. And of course, our user roles. In the user role, you will see every role besides for the store owner. We can then come in and edit, and we can decide exactly what reports in the TechPOS they have access to, as well as what pages of the TechPOS they have access to. Make sure to save your access. Next up, we have the admin section. Off the bat, only owners and managers can see the admin section. First up is cash registers. So when your employee cashes in, it's going to open a register. When they cash out, it's going to put the register into closing in progress. If we click on the little eyeball, we can see the expected cash to be received. We can enter in what is expected to. We can count the cash, make sure it's the same. If your employee counted their bills and coins at the end of the night, the total of that number will appear here, and about here you will be able to come in and see exactly what bills and change they put in. You can reprint the cash out slip from that day, as well as any receipts from that day. Once you've verified that the numbers are close enough, we're just going to hit verify, and this will completely close the register. If you don't want to be doing the double verification step, that's perfectly fine. Just let us know and we can set your registers to go right from open to closed. Shifts is much like cash registers, except for when your bud tender cashes in, it will start a shift. When they cash out, it will put the shift as pending. We can then come in, hit the little arrow. We can see who is working, the date, the time they clocked in, the time they clocked out. We can change clock in or clock out times. We can view their images. And if we check it off and verify, it will approve the timesheet. If we leave it blank and verify, it will disapprove the timesheet. You then have the option to filter by approved, disapproved, or not filter at all for all employee hour and timesheet reports. Schedules. So in the system, you can make your schedules. You can add different time slots if you have the same start and end times for your shifts. Or we can come in and just add the schedule. You can do one day at a time or make it reclusive, and then you can pick your start and end dates. You can decide what days of the week the person's working. You can either choose your time slots or just pick start and end times. We can choose what employee it is, and we can give them a color code so that they'll appear on the schedule. We can then see our schedule in month, week, day, We can see our total hours based on the week or the month, and we can send the schedules to our employees. We can come search and email and text message to the employee. This will send them their schedule for the next 2 weeks. Next up is orders. Orders is just a giant list of every order you've ever had in the system. You can search by order number, start date, end date, the employee who made the sale, the status of the sale, and even the member's name if it was sold to a member. We can come in and view any orders, seeing all of the details. If we go into a manually discounted or refunded orders, we can click in and we can see exactly who approved any discounts or refunds. Marketing. After you've added all of your customers into the system, you can then send them emails or text messages. Nothing is needed to send email. You can send images, hyperlinks, anything you'd like. For text messaging, you will need to create an account with Twilio and enter your Twilio details. We do not charge for this feature, but Twilio does have a usage fee. The final page in this section is your settings. You can set manual discount caps, you can set member discounts, you can set your default cash-in amount. When you reach your cash-in amount plus your cash drop amount, it will signal for your bud tender to make a cash drop. So either set this number right where you want it or set it up really high and forget about it. Your pre-roll category ID will tell you when you're breaking down pre-rolls what category to pull from. You can change weight allowances, age verification. You've got many different settings that you can change, whether it's discounts, approval, locking store after certain hours, deciding if your purchase orders are going to auto-receive or if you're going to scan them in. You can turn on that POS PIN password we've talked about. We can enter in all of our branch information here, and this will filter into our website, into our marketing, and even into our receipts. So if we change our phone number or email, we can just change it in one spot. We can also completely customize what is shown on our receipts and even the number of receipts printing. Next up is the reports section. We're not going to go through every single report today, or we will be here for quite some time. We have many, many different reports to help you see your numbers by pretty much anything you could think of. Any of the different reports you go into will give you a little breakdown of what's happening, as well as give you the option to view and download to Excel. We have your employee reports, including your average bud tender sales, which can show you your employees based on each other, who's making what sales, how many sales, their average transaction speed, their number of orders per hour. We have your different tax reports. If you charge tax, we have your many, many different inventory reports, including reorder reports to help you find out exactly how much inventory you should be purchasing. We have our different consolidated reports, including the IRCC report, your member reports, and a destroyed product report. In the pricing section, first thing you're going to want to do when you get your system is probably enter your measurement and your matrix settings. For your measurement settings, these are the different weights that your bulk products can be broken down to. So you can come in and decide any name and any measurement you would like. It will take away in grams. The price matrices are how much we're going to charge for things. We can have as many of these as we'd like. We can come in, give it a name, and we can decide how much we charge for each amount. We can have just retail pricing or retail and member pricing. As you saw when making products, you can pick your different price matrix for your bulk products. Tax settings is just to add different taxes. So if you needed to add any new taxes, this would be where you create the new tax itself. You would go to the category section to add it to any products. Campaigns. Now we're starting to talk about sales. Campaigns are sales that are going to automatically apply to the products when they're put in the cart. You can give it a name, decide if it's a recurring sale or a one-time sale. We can pick start and end dates, days of the week that it's active, and times of day that it's active. So you could have early bird sales or 420-hour sales. We can choose if it's going to be a percent or a dollar value and exactly what that is. We can decide if it's for members only or if we're going to exclude our members because they have special member pricing. We can also choose between online only and in the newest update in-store only as well. We can then come into our campaign and add entire product categories, individual products, or a mix of both. If you make your campaign inactive, it will stop applying until you turn it back to active. You can also completely delete it off the homepage if you'd like to as well. Then we have our combos. On the combo page, we can come in and give it any name, a set price for 2 or more items, start dates, days of the week, times of day as well. And then we're going to come in and add 2 or more individual products for the set price. We've already talked, if you check the bud tender video, you can see exactly how to use the combos at the POS screen. And again, we can make them inactive or delete them when we're done. Customized discounts. These are the discounts that your bud tenders and staff can give to people from the POS. So this is where you could have like seniors discounts or student discounts or things that may not apply to everybody buying the product, but need to be quickly added. You can decide if it's a dollar amount off or a percent, give it a discount name and its discount and save, and that can be the end of it. Or we can add in promotion codes and minimum amounts to spend the promotion code. They can then be used on the TechPOS web stores as well. The preferences pages are pretty much just for us to, the device page is for us to set your system up to reach the POS. The payment types are the different payments you offer, and you can add in more types if needed. The web menu section. So this will teach you to completely control and edit your shop page if you offer online ordering. We've talked about the online orders list. We can detect new orders and have a ticket print off anytime you have a new online order if you have another system and a printer to detect the orders with. We can also print orders individually as well as come in and view any of the details, as well as search our orders by the many different criteria. Store rules is the writing at the top of your shop page. You can come in and add as many lines of store rules as you'd like. You can add lines of content, copy and paste emojis, anything you'd like to tell your customers. After the store rules will be the top bar of web menu categories. Those again, you can come in and add as many as you'd like from our very extensive drop-down menu. All basic categories will be added when your shop page is handed over. You can add a description and then choose POS categories to add, individual products, or a mix of both. After the top bar of categories will be the carousels. The carousels are what you want to showcase and show off to your customers. We can come into our carousel list where we can name it anything we'd like. Again, we can use copy and paste emoji sites to add bits of color. We can give it descriptions. We can even have start and end dates if we want. And then we can come in and again, pick entire categories, individual products, or a mix of both. After we've made our carousels, we're going to come to the order setting page. We can then check off any we want to show online and use the arrows to put them in any order we'd like. Once we hit save and refresh our web page, all changes will be made right away. The final piece of the puzzle when it comes to the web menu is the UI settings. In the UI settings, you can use color codes to change the coloring of your shop page. You can enter in logos, headers, you can change your body colors, button colors, you can put in your advanced footer notes. if your store offers delivery, you can have basic delivery options, as well as advanced delivery options where you can pick cost and distance steps so that you can charge the person more based on how far away from your store they are. You also have delivery zone options if you want to pick city names and different fees for those cities. We can change the coloring and sizing of our store rules. We can enable or disable online payment, in-store payment at any time. If our store is set up for it, we can enable curbside pickup or drive-through. And we also have ship-to-home settings. We also offer a integration with Matul for ship-to-home as well as an age verification third-party website if you'd like to add them in as well. Now, the video support will give you little videos to show you how to work each page of the system in case you have any questions. We also have our support hub, which again has our new features list, our knowledge base, which is filled with videos and articles and all sorts of stuff to teach you how to do pretty much anything in the system, our ticket portal where you can submit feature requests, concerns, anything you want to talk to us about, our contact us where you can reach out to our support team, our account management team, or anybody else you'd like to talk to. Now, the very last piece of the TechPOS is the government compliance, which will not be needed for medical or First Nation stores. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to us through the TechPOS support line, your account management team, the support email, or even the little live chat here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for training with us.